get it.
Hey, Lay Ill Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today, coming with another wonderful episode of That's Right, Beats, Vibes, Life. It's a beautiful day, y'all. Love to see it. Four Horsemen up here chilling. We got Tyler Bennett in the chat mad early. You know what I'm saying? Shouts to everybody else
What up?
in the chat early. Shouts to everybody that's coming through on the replay. Much love to all y'all. Big shout out to all my Patreon supporters. And big shout out to y'all that's hitting that thumbs up right now, sharing it out to your friends right now that want to talk about some hip hop on this wonderful afternoon / evening / late early morning, depending on if you're in the UK. Shouts to Sandra Thomas and Eon 001. We here. So, I'm not by myself. I'm joined by an astute crew of young brothers. In the bottom square, we have Anwar, Highsign. Say what's up.
Yeah, the signs are high. The earth is low.
my water technique.
My water technique is hard to beat. We here, man.
Yo, it's true that. All right. Diagonal square. You know what I'm saying? You know him. You love him. PL Parker Lewis. Say what's up.
What up, Parker? PL Lewis, Lewiz. RIP Doom, RIP Pop Smoke. Let's get it, man.
And last but not least, right over here, building your space bridge, Arckatron.
Hey, y'all, it's Arckatron. It's me, ARCKATRON.com. You can find everything there. Lazy Wolf, holla, search it. New episode out. Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's all I gotta say. I'll say more on it later. You know what I mean?
Get that
more
Lucchini,
on that later.
Son.
Yeah,
that Lucchini. That's right.
Episode 8. That's all I'm saying. Episode 8.
Looking real chingy right now.
Episode 8, though. That's all I'm saying.
Episode 8. So
that's all I have to say.
I did want to start off the episode because between our last show and this show, it's Dr. Dre was hospitalized over a brain aneurysm. It seems from the posting that he's kind of like working through it. He's with a team of medical professionals and everything. But I did want to, you know what I'm saying, hop on that, you know what I'm saying.
And then to throw salt in the wound, they tried to rob his house while he was in the hospital.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried to burglarize his house. 4 guys were arrested for that.
Wow.
Insane.
In the membrane.
I thought we could do something uplifting at the beginning of the show, but
insane levels of thirst, fam. Like, it's ridiculous.
I was thinking, like, yo, you know, we're gonna do something that, you know, uplifting, showing that he's making it through. You know, he's gonna be okay, and then people are robbing folks. So, we'll see.
Well, on the
how
bright side, his alarm system is amazing.
Oh, yeah, true.
There we go. So we can still do it. We can,
and he pulled through.
Yeah,
and he pulled through.
Yeah. So you know,
Silver Linings playbook. That's a good thing.
All right. Silver lining.
Silver lining. So shouts out to Tyler Bennett. I think he'll enjoy this conversation, this topic conversation today. I was on the Book of Faces earlier and saw a meme that came across my desk. And the meme asked a very important question, my brothers and sisters. The question is, what killed New York hip hop?
Yeah. I'm liking Pastor Soul right now, like Pastor NERDSoul. My brothers. Could
50 Cent. Was it the radio stations, or maybe even the rise of Southern hip hop? I'm gonna throw it to. You know what? Let's talk about each one first. Let's start with your boy Curtis, the Mr. Jackson, if you will.
I don't see that argument though, but whatever. I don't.
Do you think it could be a Curtis Jackson about Mr. PL Parker Lewis? I know you're ready to jump on this. How you feel about?
I can tell you what killed New York music. I can tell you what killed New York.
Oh, you got the answer
straight from the native New Yorker, right there.
It's easy.
It's
easy.
What's
it? Was the lack of adapting to change.
Okay. Ooh. So you're saying they were blockbuster video?
It
They were
was a
blockbuster
formula.
videos.
We had a formula for decades. It worked. These guys down south, they're doing this crunky stuff. They're doing this other stuff. It sounds dope, but it's not us. We gonna keep doing our thing. We not gonna pay them no mind. We not gonna give them no features. We not gonna show them no love. We're not gonna adapt to the times at all. We've got our tried and true formula. It's gonna work.
And not to mention, everyone always had to come to them. It was never the other way around. It was never. I never had to acknowledge you. You always had to impress us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always had to get our approval, not the other way around.
Good point.
And
The
that's
New
sort of
York
like
hip hop was
Trojan.
full of a lot of gatekeeping. It was like look, if you're not from New York, or if you're not doing New York, I guess themed or styled hip hop, you're not real hip hop. That was kind of like the energy for a very long time. And
New York hip hop was the real hip hop.
yeah, and no one else was real hip hop at all. No matter how many songs they did, how good they were, how popular. No matter what, whatever you did wasn't real hip hop. I will say part of the gatekeeping does kind of intertwine with radio stations, though. Radio stations, New York radio stations, did a lot of gatekeeping up. I mean, even now, you got Funkmaster Flex. It's a shame when you bust out laughing when you say his name, and it's not like he's a comedian. Like
Funkmaster Flex, Snipe.
I heard he's in shape now.
Funkmaster Flex. You heard he's in what?
Shape.
Shape?
What?
What you mean like
He's been
physical
getting
shape?
better shape.
What's that got to do with his attitude? What's that got to do with anything?
Because he's
Nothing.
Funkmaster Flex.
Oh,
Nothing.
so now he can flex finally.
hey,
Oh, okay.
No, he's talking about. I know what you're talking about. You're an asshole. I forgot about that. He's referring to Funkmaster Flex recently getting liposuction.
Oh, okay.
oh, he got liposuction.
Now you not gonna get no little
you gotta do
lipo.
what you gotta do.
My man got the full sculpt, not the lipo.
He got the full
sculpt.
No, I'm
What?
gonna tell you what the funniest part of it was. Mans was getting the full sculpt.
Hey man, he got that guap. He got the money to do
I
it.
listen.
You do what you do.
No, do what you do. Just do what you do. I mean,
Shake and
hey,
move.
look,
I mean, shake and
it's
move.
your body. But what was funny about it was he was getting the full sculpt, and ice cream was playing in the background. It was just like a crazy visual with like the dude was just like lipoing him up, bang bang, and then you just hear Ray in the
know that
background.
and see that. That's just,
Why would you show?
Yo.
Maybe he's trying to show the hip hop community. Look, you know what I'm saying? Liposuction it's safe or something. I don't know. Look,
but it's like
It's not safer than getting a personal trainer.
true that.
I'm just saying that's
Actually
the wrong
a very
message, really.
dangerous procedure. On them.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I guess you could say it's dangerous, but I mean, when we're in a world of like, breast augmentation, butt lifts, cheek implants, calf implants, lip thingies, people getting their forehead, wrinkled out or something.
Botox,
I mean, it's,
nose,
you know what I'm saying?
ears.
It just seems normal to me, I guess, for celebrities to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like,
He
hey,
is
look,
Surgery, plastic surgery is
he's a
normal.
hip hop celebrity.
Plastic surgery.
Look, we ain't gonna do
sure,
that. We ain't gonna do
can
that.
give him that.
Yeah.
He's a celebrity. He's a celebrity.
We ain't
He's a
gonna do
famous.
that.
He's a world famous DJ.
Okay.
All right, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying, taking a long metal rod,
Mm-hmm.
and jabbing it in and out of your body with all of your sensitive organs and tissues
On IG Live.
it's kind of perilous. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Maybe it's because it looks more dangerous than it really is.
Hold on. This was done on IG Live.
Yeah.
Oh, so this isn't like a pre-recorded thing. He was live doing this.
Yes.
Yeah, like I just want you to consider that visual, like a room. You're getting a guy is getting
Can you even do
liposuction.
that? Well, I mean, I guess you can do that, but
He's
he's a celebrity. You can do whatever.
He's a well-known DJ getting liposuction with Raekwon playing in the background. Like, it's amazing visual. Like, it was insane.
Anyway, back to the gatekeeping.
How did we get here?
You know, Funk Flex is
got there.
Those,
You the one brought us there.
Flex is one of those guys.
APL, I see you got the guns out. Like you got the full body scope.
You got the full body. I don't need the scope. I don't need it.
You got 32 shots. You ain't got the aim. You got the guns out.
Word.
He said, I got X and text. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man. Let me live, bro.
You got the 4-piece with the sides out, right?
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta have a cheat day. That's his cheat day.
I like what you did there.
You see me, man.
I like what you did there,
That's
sir.
right.
Hey.
That's right. Oh man, so Funk Flex and other radio stations in New York were like very heavy on the side of like, if it's not boom bap or a very underground unique sound similar to like kind of like the rapidy rap stuff that we had during the 90s, then it's not hip hop. It's not hip hop. It can never be hip hop, or it's somehow less than. And I think that did contribute in many ways to kind of, I don't know if I'd say people just turned from New York. I think maybe New York kind of, like, you know, like Pierre was saying, to a certain degree, kind of, they just lost touch. You know what I'm saying? They were still doing like the same old thing, and they never tried to like rejuvenate their sound or anything, or
until it was way too late.
Yeah. Way too
late.
late.
Not for nothing. I said this maybe a couple weeks ago, and everybody looked at me like I was crazy. New York ain't had nothing new and like vibrant since drill. Drill brought New York back. If we keeping it a buck.
Wait, you saying brought New York back? Who are you talking about?
The sound, the wave, it's made New York relevant again.
But in that like, Chicago, like you mean like the Chicago drill?
Okay.
Chicago,
brief history.
Everybody got their variants of it. In New York drill,
it started in Chicago back in like 2014, 15.
But that's
branched out to the UK in like 2016, 17.
That's not the New York way, though.
Listen to me. Just hear me out.
I'm hearing you.
All right. So then, like back in like late 2017, 2018, drill really hit New York, right? For the outside of the main artists, the ones that everybody knows, right? Mm-hmm. And even a couple of those guys started really trending south, like musically, like heavily leaning towards the southern sound is what I'm trying to say. For the first time in a long time, other places of the United States, are coming to New York to see what's up with this drill stuff. Like how everybody's going to the South to see what's going on with the little babies and the gunners and the thuggers, like what's in right now in Atlanta. Everybody's running up to New York to see what's going on with this drill stuff. So you have songs with these you have like for the first time in a long time, and it pains me to say this as a former Brooklynite, New York is actually relevant again for the first time in a long time.
And what, I mean, musically?
Yeah. Like
I will say
it's noticed again. Like you got to kind of pay attention to New York again.
Yeah. Now, with this talking about
because of Griselda, right?
Oh, go ahead.
Partially. Partially.
Okay.
Part of this conversation, I want to throw in this question: is it important for New York to be important for hip hop?
Yeah. I mean, not in the same way that it once was. Yeah. But it's like it's like
it's the Mecca, I guess you could say.
It's like, all right, when you have this is y'all chamber, but it's like when you have like the sports team that were them N-words forever, and then like they're not, and then it's like, all right, but you want to still love them, you want them to still be in it. It's not the same without them.
I'm trying to think of what team that would be in, like what sport, but like I know what you're saying, because it ain't the Cowboys for me. The Lakers,
how they went through that spell when they weren't good, and later end of Kobe's career. Now they're relevant again, winning championships.
I never liked the Lakers, so I'm trying to figure out a team for me, sir.
We're talking about in general.
I know. I'm just saying. I was trying to give an example, like maybe like the Yankees, like the Yankees had that run with Jeter, but then they kind of came back most recently with the Judge and the new wave or whatever. So they're the new drill. They're drill right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when the Yankees were good, when Jeter, that was the hip hop was good, and then on its way out. But they had good years. 96, 97. 96,
As a Yankee fan, there were a whole lot of not so good years.
No, I know. That's what I'm trying to say. Like that's what I'm trying to say. But they were like the Lakers time. The Yankees and Lakers were like
a little bit short. I get it. I dig it.
And I mean, we can even remember on this panel. We can remember when a young brother said the South got something to say because they were feeling like nobody is paying us attention. We're working just as hard as anyone else. We're in the studio just as much as anyone else. Where and people, we come up here to this event and people are treating us like our name is Stan. You know what I'm saying? And you go from that to a point where that place is for a long time almost non-existent. Like there was a period of time where it seemed like New York was just like, we ain't gonna put out nothing. And it was like
not so much as we ain't gonna put out nothing, but like the big dudes put out stuff. Jay-Z put out CDs.
Well,
Jim Jones put out stuff. But the other people, like the major names is what I'm trying to say, will always be relevant. But like the B, C, D, E listers in New York, it was looking real rough. Yeah, nobody was really checking for it.
It was a long stretch of time when there were a lot of dudes that were relevant to New York, but not to the rest of us.
Yeah.
Correct. True.
Or at least not in the same way. Like they didn't have the same heat outside. People might respect them, but inside of New York, it would be going crazy for them.
I can think of 5 artists like that right now.
Yeah, because there is that's another thing that might have contributed. There's a very New York-y bubble around hip hop where, like people in New York will be going absolutely crazy about this guy or girl. They're hottest in the streets. They're amazing. And then you go like over to Philly, and nobody's like, people be like, I don't know who are you talking about? I don't know, I've never heard. It's like it's not even that far. Or you might go to like say Boston or something. They'd be like, I don't know.
Philly and New York is like.
Well, yeah. All right, then I'll give another example.
They like Boston.
You can go to like Boston, yeah. Boston, and they'll be like, I don't.
Who?
Really? Huh?
Oh, we got our own dude.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that could have contributed as well, because I will say, as a hip hop fan, it did my heart good to hear Busta and Rakim on the same track, and to hear those samples the way it went. It did something to me. I'll be honest. I was like, man, yo, we killing it. It felt special, and not a way that it's like rappers from, I don't know, Texas aren't special or something like that. But I guess it's maybe a piece of the nostalgia that we all have, because New York. It started in New York. It just felt different when I heard it, like, oh, Rakim's on this joint, and both of them on this joint, and they ain't playing. It's not like just like Arckatron says, punching the clock. And it felt good to hear that particular style of rapping. And you know what I'm saying? It definitely brought strangely a breath of fresh air, since it's New York hip hop, but it was just this weird breath of fresh air because we haven't really gotten it, I guess, in that way in so long.
Like, if you stop to think about it, a lot of most of the dope music, for the most part, don't kill me, the rest of the world, most of the dope music came out of the tri-state area this year. Stay with me, right? Okay. We had Pop Smoke, which has done phenomenal numbers. It's been in the top 5 since it came out. Nas dropped. Hov was on the J Electronica album.
Oh, you mean the Team Up album? All right.
The Hov album, if we keeping that
Electronica.
Yeah.
Electronica.
I said Nas.
Electronica Z.
Like, I'm forgetting. We got all the dudes from North New York.
Griselda,
Flea, Griselda. New York really impacted the musical spectrum for the first time in a long time in 2020. It was refreshing.
And
so you're saying we're in the third golden era?
Lemon Squeeze. And then Rock Marcy dropped.
Lemon Squeeze.
Not yet.
No golden era yet? This is not the golden
era? Not until we drop our tape.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's when it began.
2021. There's some things coming around the corner. Not yet. But it was a good start.
Question, as far as, because since this meme does aim at Southern hip hop, do you think there was a energy behind Southern hip hop that I guess New York just couldn't really mess with at the time? Maybe, or was it a situation where they were just like, yo, look, we don't mess with y'all because y'all ain't in New York? Like, or was it a situation where they were like, yo, we just can't make music in this style? Because we did get Jay-Z mess with some Southern joints. We got, LL had a feature or two here or there, like the 4321 joint, and I think he had another one. I'm trying to remember the name of the song. I feel like...
with a Southern artist?
But what about Flip? What about Flip like Raekwon?
You talking about the song with the Accidental Racist song?
No. He's talking about 4321. But what else? The other song you talking about? Because the remix that had
I feel like there was another collab with LL and somebody, but maybe I'm slipping. But I want to say there was another collab.
What about in reverse, where like Ray's being on? No, it's not in reverse. Actually, it's the same. No, Ray's being on Outkast's album.
Yeah, he was.
That's a connect right there. I didn't see at all. Even
that worked.
Even Slick Rick and Outkast too.
Yeah,
that worked.
It's the same.
So,
in the words of Tribe, they couldn't relate, man. You couldn't drop rhymes, but you couldn't relate.
Couldn't relate to that at all. It took a while to wrap your brain around that style. If you're from up top, it took
a while. It took a
long time to really rap it. And then ultimately there was this component of you can't beat it, so you have to join it. You have to accept you're just getting rolled over. You just gotta accept it.
Nobody's playing your joints.
What you like in it.
Yeah. Find this. Because it's this is the new hip hop. You have to find yourself in this new hip hop. And that's always with the game. You always have to change and evolve over the time to stay relevant. And then that same echelon of we always hear your name. Every year we're hearing your name. You have to stay like chameleon, like Jay-Z, like a chameleon, where you somehow fit in there every year. We're talking about you about a song or an album.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
maybe it's because New York is a very specific experience. Like, I mean, there's urban areas everywhere. Like, Philly, Chicago, Miami, DC, Houston, Dallas, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle. There's big cities all over, but there's a very specific experience in New York and New York only. And once it was broadened out to like, oh, okay, so I don't have to just like, meaning like me as a consumer, say I'm a consumer in Los Angeles. Well, I don't have to just be tied to New York anymore. Now, you know what I'm saying? I have people from the South, I have people from the West Coast, I got people from the Midwest. I don't have to just tie myself to that experience and try to figure out that experience. You know what I'm saying? I can actually just enjoy my experience from other artists that are either from where I'm from or close to where I'm from. And then also, the South is huge. Like compared to New York, which is kind of like, you could say the tri-state area, as opposed to say, I don't know, Virginia all the way over to like Texas. Like you're talking about a much larger area and then different pockets. Like you got kind of like VA, North Carolina, South Carolina. Then you got like Georgia's doing their thing. Then you got Florida doing their thing.
Then you got Memphis too.
Yeah, you got Memphis. They're kind of like, so there's, yeah.
They're all different. They're all a bit different. They all have like
each of us can kind of relate to each other. Yeah, but each of us can kind of relate to each other a little more than we can relate to New York. Just because New York is very different, maybe?
I don't want to just box New York. It's not only New York in that box. Like Highsign said, Philly is pretty close. Philly is right there. That's like an hour and a half drive.
Right.
Boston's like another hour and a half, call it 2 hour drive, depending on how you stepping on that gas. DC is like.
How are you forgetting Jersey? How are you just gonna skip over Jersey?
I was getting
straight out of Jersey.
That's part
Jersey,
of the
Jersey and New York.
I don't have to mention. It's already it's a given.
For real. Jersey and New York are closer than Philly and New York. It's like weird like this, but Jersey and New York is like
literally boring, sir.
I mean, depending on if Chris Christie shuts down the bridge, it could take even longer to get there.
He trying to save, you know what I'm saying, last but not least.
That's what I was trying to do,
but you ruined it.
You got Jersey's number 2 after New York.
But let me also throw this in there too. Like the same way you're saying with like the different southern pockets, there are pockets in New York. Like Queens does not sound like Brooklyn, does not sound like Staten, does not sound like the Bronx, for instance. True. But like the surface area is like way, like when you're dealing with so many multiple states, you exponentially multiply the artists that are coming out of there that could potentially pop.
Yeah.
With a different style. Like we talking about, like you go to Florida for alone and you have like 3 or 4 different areas in Florida that are different pockets.
Facts.
True.
Or you go to Texas, and it's the same sort of thing. Like you got these couple of different pockets.
You got Houston, you got Dallas, you got, wherever, even Austin, if you want to take it there, you got, but it's different. Definitely different sounds.
Yeah, but
within one state.
With that, I'd ask, do you think that it was easier for, say, like consumer, like just regular people listening to stuff, do you think it's easier for someone from Texas, say Texas, Houston, to identify with someone who's from Texas, Dallas, as opposed to New York? And maybe that's what
I think.
Absolutely.
Back to your original. I'm sorry, fellas. Your original point, NERDSoul. You were saying the South is way bigger than the Northeast region, right? And like the way of life in the South is not. I won't say it's the same, but it's pretty similar throughout the South, right? So a guy from Texas is going to be more relatable to a guy in Florida than a guy in New York. You understand what I'm saying? Or Jersey, or Connecticut, or Boston, or any one of those areas. I think that with the South being that much bigger than just the Northeast, the South will always have something to say. The South will always have a presence. You just got to have more intertwining between both regions. But the South will always have more of a say because, like you said, it is geographically bigger. So an artist that's from anywhere in the South will always do well in the South.
All right, word.
That area is so large that, like, it's so crazy that we could not hear of an artist at all, and they could be selling hundreds of thousands of records.
Yeah, out their trunk.
Straight out the trunk.
Because
what an amazing era.
Speaking of out the trunk, that's when I first heard about E40. A long time ago, E40 was on a Rhapsody episode, and they were talking about record deals and this, that, and the third. And he was like, maybe it might have been Joe Claire, maybe, but excuse me if it wasn't, if it was like Tigger or somebody. But they were talking about, how he sells his albums. And he said, like, I sell them out the trunk, this, that, and the third. And he said,
With
I don't, I'm
Joe
not
Claire.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I might only sell X amount of records, but that $10 is all mine, as opposed to someone who's $10. They sell it for $10 and they get like 62 cents. You know what I'm saying? It's like a difference. Then like, so I can sell, say E40 comes out and sells 100,000 records in the Bay Area or Cali alone. Well, that 100,000 can still technically monetarily be equal to someone who sold more. If not more, than someone who sold XYZ that's on Arista, Jive, whoever, MCA, something. You know what I'm saying? And that was the point where I was like, wow, hold up. You can sell your own music? Like, that was, because I remember sitting at home like, hold on, so you just do whatever you want? Like, you can just, you can just self-publish? You can write your own book? Like, you don't have to go to Random House? Like, you just do whatever you want? Like, and I remember even when I saw that, because I was younger, I hadn't even started rhyming yet. I remember being like, why doesn't everybody just do that? And it's just like, because I was like, $10 is more than than 62 cents or something. Like, why doesn't everybody just do that? But now, as an adult, I'm like, oh, I understand.
That's why.
But that's what the game is becoming now.
There's a word called advance.
That's what the game is becoming now, though, NERDSoul.
The resources are so different.
Yeah.
They have a different. They have all the network set up. They got the network totally set up. Like and for years, for hundreds of years, like 100 years of network of like.
Yeah,
these people deal with these people still on the day to day, and their family, and they're like Wu-Tang. Like Masi's married his, he's married his. That's how we keep Wu-Tang money, or AKA all musical industry money, all in the same family.
Like E40 and Too Short when they did the versus thing, I think it was on there. Kind of came up, or in an interview around that time, like Too Short was just talking about it. Like, yo, I knew this person. I was tight with this person, and this person was in the streets this kind of way, so they knew everybody. So when I came out and just like it was just grandfathering in, like, yo, okay, cool. Like we can go over here, we can go over here, we can go over here, we can go here, we can go here, we can go here, and everybody's gonna rock with you. It's different when you don't have those kinds of networks and those kinds of resources. Like it doesn't you got to factor in that some people are better at just naturally better at connecting with people or selling a thing than others. You got to factor in that some people have the capital and some people don't. And
because
it's just
since we're dealing with hip hop, some people were able to be financed from unique investors.
Unique silent investors.
Shouts to Rockb922 says, touring wise, there's more ground to cover in the South, and a rapper can really thrive and make a name for themselves
That's true.
just by touring from Texas to North Carolina.
That's
Also,
true.
New York, following saying, also New York had a monopoly on the media outlets and record companies. LaFace came to Atlanta and blew it up, and now everything is neutralized with the internet. So yeah,
Facts.
the LaFace
Facts.
thing
I agree.
definitely,
All facts.
the LaFace thing changed a lot too. It changed a lot of stuff. But yeah, everything was kind of centralized in New York, which is similar to Los Angeles. I've been seeing a lot of people writing articles and even making videos about people leaving Los Angeles. And I was like,
Almost time.
I made a comment, and I made a comment about it, and then I saw somebody reiterate it in a video that I had no idea who they were. But it's like basically Los Angeles, everything kind of like, I guess you could say Hollywood entertainment is centralized here. But if you're stuck in your home, then technically Los Angeles has no more or less value than Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? So why should I pay 8 times the real estate if I'm not going outside no way? So, and then someone actually reiterated that, because I was like, you know what? If you can't go nowhere, technically Los Angeles is no different than anywhere else. And I know I have some friends that live or lived in New York, and they were like, nah, we're going back to Virginia because ain't no reason. If
you can't go anywhere, you might as well be somewhere cheaper to live.
Yeah. all of the like special things that like this city provides, can't do it no way. So, you know, with an industry being centralized and then kind of like broken up to a certain degree with LaFace, did, I guess, help in a lot of ways as far as like maybe the promotion, the marketing of like a Southern sound, you know what I'm saying, where maybe it didn't have it before. Let's see, what else? Shouts to Jenna James, kind of like reiterating on the, saying true about Rock B's point, and also just pointing out like the different areas where, especially in Texas, because Texas is so big, you know what I'm saying? Like you got Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, and then I'm sure you have like the greater, the greater Houston area. So it's not just like the city limits of Houston. It can be Houston and the surrounding 2 counties that makes like tons of people that you can like sell to, that technically you don't really have to leave Texas. Like Texas has enough people alone where you can kind of tour Texas, hit the colleges, circle back and come home.
Yeah, colleges.
And you're like,
jeez,
yo,
it's like 1,000 colleges in Texas, literally.
Yeah, so it's like, maybe hit a college circuit, couple of college radio stations, maybe do a couple festivals or something in the summertime, and you be like, yo, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you manage your money a certain way. It's similar to when I was attempting to tour seriously. It struck me similarly to like carpentry. Like, unless you're in LA where it doesn't snow. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in Virginia, you got to make your money between, like spring and like beginning of like hurricane season. Because then it's going to be raining too much for you to be out there laying pavement or doing landscaping or whatever it is. So you make your money real quick, you know what I'm saying, during the summer months, spring and summer months. And then in the winter, you just like, I'm cool because I managed the cash well. You know what I'm saying? It's like I took care of that. So yeah, hold up. You good? You good? You good? Yeah. All right, cool. So what, man? Jenna James, ain't nobody think about that right now. And Rock comes through and says HBCUs are largely across the South too, and those usually the first stops for up and coming rappers. So so go ahead.
Let's not forget the strip clubs.
Oh yeah, don't look. Strip clubs can get certain songs popping. Like depending on your song, a strip club can get you.
Me and Arcka taking our new music straight to the strip club.
Our move.
Think about it.
I've been learning how to mix for the strip club. I've been learning how to mix. You know what I'm saying? So
you have a
drawstrings gonna go crazy. Drawstrings gonna go crazy in the strip club.
Drawstrings. Hey,
low key, exactly. It might actually go crazy in the strip club. Low key,
it actually might go crazy. Actually,
but yeah, you have a captive audience, and then if said dancers enjoy your music, they'll most likely go off to Instagram TV or also go off to IG Live or something like that, and then dance to your music, further sharing it with their followers. Also, many bartenders will IG Live their whole night. So technically, you're also hearing music through their phone as well. So if they're at a location for lady dancers, then you have a situation where people are like essentially listening to the radio and get to hear your song. You know what I'm saying? So you have numerous captive audiences where it could work. That kind of music can work and get you popping. You know what I'm saying? So that's very important, especially in the South. So with that, we got the South. With the South, we kind of talked about college, and I want to get into the radio stations because part of New York's, I guess, elitism dealt with the radio stations. And radio stations are much different now. But, being in a place where I guess where you feel that the stuff that you make is better than everyone else's, and you have kind of a lock on media and stuff like that, it can create a resentment. Do you think that resentment drove at all kind of this energy about not only are we from the South making music, but we don't really even give them features like that. We don't, you know what I'm saying? You didn't see the South running to New York for features. You didn't see the South like, oh man, I really want them to be on my song. Didn't see that.
Be right back, fellas.
All right, cool.
I think there was a good deal of resentment. Like I got a pal out in Kansas City, and he was kind of talking about like what the climate was toward East Coast artists was back in the day. And that was something that he brought up, was like, yo, like at a certain point it was like, we're not going to keep kissing your ass. Like we're not going to keep kowtowing to y'all. If y'all don't want to accept us and rock with us, then all right. Like at a certain point it's like, all right, cool, screw you then. And you keep it moving and you rock with the people who do rock with you, which turns out to be a larger group of people than over here for real. So
and then
but
also
then there is that resentment because you didn't ever show love in the way that they needed it at the time. It's always like, all right, I don't want it anymore. I don't want anything from you ever.
It's like, I'm good now.
I'm super good now.
Yeah, because then you have a situation where those kind of like B-list and C-list rappers that have skills, they're just not as popular, kind of getting swept up in that where like they can't even, you know what I'm saying? They can't even get no features. They can't get on. They can't be part of the tour. They can't, none of that. And with all that, you do have the statement about 50 Cent where I thought it was interesting because as far as a New York rapper, 50 Cent is probably the last solo artist before Mr. 6ix9ine that kind of caught on nationwide like that. But his sound wasn't particularly like a New York-y type of sound. Or would y'all disagree with that? Would y'all agree that his sound was more of like a all area sound?
It was New York, but I think with Dre behind the strings, M behind the strings, that's Detroit, that's LA. It gave it a different flavor.
Then like vocally, his inflections he drew from some Southern aspects of it with his vocal inflections and things like that. But yeah, like the actual like sonics of it, like the beats and whatnot, that was New York at that time.
Yeah, that's what New York was. Yeah.
That was really where New York.
He was like, that's where New York was. Because I remember vaguely, like when it came out, it didn't. I mean, yeah, it did sound like New York. I guess it didn't sound like traditional New York, but it did sound like other New York stuff at that time. Shouts out to Ja Rule. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I bring up 50, I got to go in and bring up Ja Rule.
Do you have to? I don't think so.
Yes, because Ja Rule, even though
I feel like you didn't have to.
Even though I'm not a Ja Rule fan, I always have to give him love for being involved with a scam in which he didn't go to jail. The white guy went to jail and he didn't.
He had nothing to do with that, man. He was just popping bottles with them. He was like a celebrity.
He was part of that.
He just happened to be on the boat, fam.
He was just happened to be on the boat. He had nothing to do with the scam, man. He had nothing to do with the scam. He got scammed.
Don't put that on Ja.
I have never seen a black dude and a white dude involved in a scam, and only the white dude goes to jail. You got to give Ja Rule props for that. Ja Rule, he was like,
well, firstly, no, I don't. I don't have to. I don't have to.
No, I don't.
I don't have to do that.
Get that man his props for skate. Get that man his props.
That man is okay without my prop. He got the Icon app coming. He about to do the new festival.
Oh boy, the Icon.
He's still doing the Icon app. That's still a thing.
I hope.
As far as I know.
Okay. I forgot about that.
NERDSoul, we're not doing a review when it drops.
We'll see. Well, I'll put it on.
Hey, it's hip hop, man. It's hip hop. It's big.
Yeah, it is hip hop news. We'll see. We'll see how well it does, or does not do.
Yo, you a Ja Rule hater, really. You just got smoke for Ja Rule. No, you got smoke for him. You got smoke.
That's what it feels like.
I will say this.
I don't know.
Just a little bit, man.
There was a point in time where you could ask me what I liked or didn't like and knew who was going to blow up. When Ja Rule came out with Holla Holla, I was like, this won't last. Boom! He blew up. When I first heard Down Down Baby, Yo Street in a Range, I was like, this ain't going to last. Boom! Blew up. When I heard going down the street, ha! You going to kick it with your friends, ha! Oh, you staying at home? I was like, this won't last. And blew up. Yo, I was like a inverted prophet on all of the. Man, I'm telling you, there was a certain period of time where I'd be like, this ain't gonna last, and they blow up. I'd be like, man,
inverted prophet. Inverted prophet. All right,
like,
that's a new one to me.
It was gonna be wrong.
Let him have it, Ark. Let him have it, Ark.
Keep your body clean now.
or a negative, double negative prophet. I don't know. I was just anything I didn't like, I knew it was gonna blow up. I was like, yo, and I remember when I saw the tip drill video, I was like, what kind of craziness is this? Man. And it's probably one of the most famous videos that ever came.
It was an amazing video, fam. Come on.
Segueing back to 50 Cent.
Iconic.
So was Disco Inferno. We'll segue back. Because that also
Disco
was
Inferno.
Yeah, that was also.
I never looked at credit cards the same.
Look at that video.
I never looked at credit cards the same. Ever.
Keep it clean, y'all.
BET Uncut days. Yo, coincidentally, BET Uncut was the only place you could see Kappa's video, the Cappadonna supermodel video, with only playing on BET Uncut.
Oh yeah, it was on BET.
But you ain't know that though.
Supermodel? See, now I gotta actually look that up and see.
Oh man, you might want to go ahead and do that one time, man.
All right, now shout out to Yeshi Monster up in the spot. Said tip drill changed hip hop and rap BET Uncut can never return because of it. It's like changed hip hop forever, and it ruined BET Uncut. Yo, I just remember seeing it
made BET Uncut
ruined. I don't know about ruined. I enjoyed it personally.
Very much so.
I just remember seeing it and being like,
I was a return customer.
I I remember seeing him be like, nobody's gonna go for this. This is crazy. This is over the top. I was wrong again.
Nah. Yeah, wrong. That's you. You wrong. Hey man, you wrong a lot of time about hip hop, man.
That's why, like, if I say, that's why I said, if I say I don't like something, y'all need to put y'all money on it because this is about to blow up. I'm like, man, this thing ain't gonna work. This is crazy. Nobody's gonna watch this. Y'all better put y'all stock into it.
Just say that. Say it about me. Say it about me, Arckatron. You should stop making beats. This is crazy. You're never gonna make it.
Arcatron sounds horrible. What is this? Nobody wants to listen to this mess.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then tomorrow,
Thank you.
You like hit me up like, yo, man, I just sold.
You have ensured our victory.
Yo, man, I just sold 2 million copies last night. Thank you so much.
Last night.
Actually,
people are buying the album right now on
the greatest
Spotify
selling record of all times, any genre.
On Spotify.
The greatest record of all time.
A trillion billion streams on Spotify right now. Within 1 second. Billion. Thank you, Inverted Prophet. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Invert Prophet.
NERDSoul, the Inverted Prophet.
What you laughing at?
Yo, because there was someone else. I can't remember who it was. Dad, what was it? It was what's the boy? Yeah, okay. I can't remember his name now.
Trick Daddy.
No, not Trick Daddy.
Okay, what up? Shut up.
From Atlanta. He did the Yeah beat.
Lil Jon.
Lil Jon. When Lil Jon came out, I was like, don't already hear this trash. Wrong again. I'm telling you. I heard it. I was like, all right.
Wrong.
I wish you said that about Little Brother, man, because I would have agreed with you.
When I heard
we got the smoke today.
I got the smoke.
He got the smoke for
wow.
All right.
I wish you said that about
I'll be honest about Lil Brother. I'm gonna give you your a little bit of props on Lil Brother.
Okay.
Little Brother is not as dope as kind of like this. I don't know if you'd say kind of follow through of the sort of rhyme sayers community or whatever says they are, but I do think they made some good joints. I think they made some good joints, and I think you're a little harder on them than you should.
You don't feel like it was the evolution of the native tongues family tree.
Oh, don't ever do that. What are you doing? No.
That's how it was being positioned.
That is how it was being presented.
This is where I
like
have
native tongue, slum village, like that.
Ooh, don't do that.
That's how.
Wow, that's a leap.
Me.
I know, but
honestly, that was how it was being presented.
Don't
that's
ever
a quantum leap.
Yeah, like that's a quantum realm leap. Like you gotta find
a quantum leap.
the code, the time code, and
there were a lot of publications and websites that were pushing them like they were the new native tongue.
I know. That's where I had the problem.
Leap. I remember seeing this stuff, and people were treating them like they were the next sort of like either native tongue or they were the next, De La, or the next, like Ninth was the next Pete Rock. People were treating them like they were the second coming. You know what I'm saying?
But wait, as you think about that, hold on. I got a question. I got to play an advocate. I don't do that devil's advocate stuff. I'm an advocate.
All right.
I'm just thinking.
Doctor's advocate. You the game right now.
If it's not them, who is the closest to being native tongue, and who was in line then? What would you say other than Little Brother in that era?
In that era,
I have to say, I just think outside the box a little bit, outside myself.
Yeah, I guess to a certain degree. In that
but he was
era,
already
there
with
wasn't
them.
Anyone else?
Soul Aquatics. I mean, not Soul Aquatics. Soul Aquarians.
Soul Aquarians.
Soul Aquarians.
He said Soul Aquatics.
Yeah, but he was never like crowned that.
He's in that picture with all the Soul Aquatics. He's there.
Soul Aquarians.
No, I know he was, but I'm saying
that too.
I'm saying like being publicly crowned is like the extension of this tree. He was never crowned that way.
But I mean someone who's in Little Brother's age bracket and coming up bracket. That Common House is 92. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
I'm talking about 05, 04, 06.
Look at all the bullshit he been through.
Yeah.
And shouts to Blurdish in the house. Said what up?
Oh, what up,
Enjoying this
Blurdish?
one. Got some thoughts on the southern part. Type us in. Let us know what you feel about the southern part. You know what I'm saying? Let us know. You know what I'm saying? Let us know
Shout
your
it
thoughts on the southern part.
Point him out.
Shout
You know
it
what I'm
out.
saying? Let us know. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't sleep. Matter of fact,
I knew
y'all
you
left
was
Nola out of the
Nola.
equation. You know what?
We did. We
Look,
said Master
Keith,
P. We said Master P. Maybe
Keith.
talk about Wayne. Maybe somebody. Hopefully.
Yo, Keith, you free to get on the line? I'll bring you in. Don't play. I'll bring you in. If you free to get on the phone, I'll send you the link. You can come in. but I will say, I guess
Hindsight
they
2020.
kind of had to give it to him. You know what I'm saying? Because there was no one. Pete Rock really wasn't doing anything. Tribe wasn't really doing anything. De La wasn't really doing anything. Even when I first heard Lil Brother, that was sold to me from a brother, not at a record store, but at a greasy spot. Like, yo, man, look, I got these headphones. Listen to these guys. It was one of them brothers. And I listened to it. Even I was like, what is it? Even I was like, yo, who is this? It sounds kind of like. It sounds like some like a fake De La joint or something like that. That was like my first reaction to it, and not to diss him. Just like that was what was on my mind when I heard. I was like, who are these guys? I was like, because I wasn't mad at the beats. I was just like, it sounds kind of like a fake De La joint. Like
I was
got
mad at
two
the
rappers. You know what I'm saying?
Can we throw Slum Village in that category?
You better not do that.
Well,
Some
hold
villages.
up.
No, because we're out before that. I'm talking about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not talking about the second iteration of Slum Village. When you say Slum Village, it only means the 3. The original 3, and everything after that is not Slum Village. All right?
Okay.
We got the Yes album. The Yes album, I'll give them that.
That is included
That
in the
fun.
Slum Village. Yes. That's the third album, all right?
Yeah. It's
To
Slum
be
Village
100% real.
Volume 1, 2, and Yes.
Yes, exactly. That's how it goes. Thank you, NERDSoul.
Oh man,
Salute.
Salute, but look, you know I ain't never let.
The thing is, did there need to be an extension of that tree?
I think it was a void. There definitely was a void. So maybe did you think it needed a rest? Could be something.
I don't think that there's like. I don't think that for any family tree there has to be some successor. Like those things should happen. Those things should occur naturally. Now, of course, like everything we're saying is subjective anyway, because there's going to be plenty of people who enjoyed it much more than us, who agree with the assessment in a way that we never may connect with. But, you know, for all intents and purposes, I was cool with what I had from De La and Tribe and that whole family tree. Like I was cool with that.
Well,
yes,
I wasn't looking for an extension to it or some sort of revitalization.
And if you were, it wasn't going to be so close. Like, see, for example, people were saying Slum Village was close to Tribe. If you listen to those albums, they're not that close as you think.
Yeah,
like just like there's moods, but not much. So I would say like that, but that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna do something that's close to Tribe or anything, it has to be like Slum Village, where it's like, yo, this is inspired, but you can tell it's its own entity, its own thing. It's not like a direct bite. Like
it's almost like Little Brother, and this is coming from someone who was super over-indexed on Little Brother early on and listens to their music now, and I'm like, it's not that I hate Little Brother now, but now listening to it later, it's like I like much less of it than I liked before, and mostly because of the beats. The beats can tend to be very monotonous due to the similar drum patterns.
You sound like me, man. You've been around me too long now. See, I think I rubbed off on you.
Because I'm not against taking someone's statements and being like, all right, well, let me go back and listen again. And when I go back and listen again, I still feel Fonte's rhymes. I still feel that rapper Big Pooh is kind of just like getting along, and then I feel like Ninth Wonder is almost there. Like he almost has it, but he's not like bringing it home. Like, and don't get me wrong, he makes better beats than I make, but because I make zero. But I feel like he's like almost there. Like he's at like 82%, but he's not like getting it all the way home. You know what I'm saying? On some of the earlier stuff. Now, Minstrel Show, I consider a classic. I've said that on the show. I do. I think Minstrel Show is a classic. I like the energy behind it, the sketches, all that. But the listening, I don't think the listening gets. I don't think the listening gets to that level. And I think a lot of people throw a lot of praise on the listening that it doesn't fully deserve.
Let me put this guy and to answer the questions. Let me put this guy on the table. See how y'all feel about it.
All right.
Who's the extension of the family tree?
All right.
In that era.
All right.
The mid.
Oh, I got somebody.
All right.
How about Blue in Exile?
Yeah, I will give it that. But I got somebody better. Not better, but somebody else. No, I got somebody else.
Who that?
I have to say it. Mr. West, actually, is the bridge, I would say.
Mr. West is the
especially in that era.
I'll give you that. Yeah, to a certain degree, I'll kind of give you that.
He's an extension of the
college dropout late registration era.
The Wu wing, whatever wings. Yeah. He's an extension of a lot of wings that he carried a torch for like a good 10 years. You know what I mean? So I would say yay, but then like group wise, that's a different story. Like how many groups were out, and you know what I mean? Like there was a couple of groups, but most of them were kind of trying to still do the same thing. Like Tanya Morgan was basically an extension of Little Brother, which didn't need to happen at all.
Horrible. I think they had one song that I was like, this is cool. and that man, Tanya Morgan was just.
They had one jam that laughed.
Now look, we are going to get some Tanya Morgan heads in here. Yeah, they're going to be telling me that I don't know nothing about hip hop. It's going to be just like that Cannabis video where people going to be like, you don't know nothing about hip hop. You need to quit YouTube because you don't know nothing about Tanya Morgan.
It was Blurtish.
I know enough. I've heard it. Now, shouts out to Keith from Blurtish. He goes in on the southern part talking about also to expand on the Texas thing. Houston rappers got faith, love through half of my state and top of the state, talking about Louisiana, in the 90s and early 2000s. See, young or you from, or especially you from Houston, you poppin', you got a state and a half amount of love. All that to say, folks did tire of needing to appeal to the East Coast for acceptance. Just like what we doing now with the podcast game. Boy, Keith, don't get me started on that.
What you saying? The podcast game got no love for Snoop Dogg and Death Row? That's what you're saying,
man. We ain't gonna do that. So he continues saying, rock with those who rock with you, but you all right. Saw a few upcoming artists will pass through on HBCUs in the so-called Chitlin circuit. I saw Keisha Cole drunk as F in Baton Rouge. Wow. Kendrick, I don't know.
Kendrick Drake, Schoolboy Q.
Schoolboy Q, when they were first getting that hype.
Like his knee got.
I was like, who is that?
It's Drac.
So because see, if you go to those college shows, if you stay in tune to those college shows, you'll see a lot of people before they like hit. Because you see, like, oh snap, they blew up. I saw them like 3 years ago at like Maryland, since I'm from Virginia, I saw them at Maryland, or I saw them at Howard, or I saw them at Hampton University or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh word, but but yeah, when they want to come up, they gotta hit them colleges, and like shoot, colleges pay money. Ain't nothing wrong with that money. Shoot, I'm saying. But yeah, I with the little brother thing, definitely being removed from it I like the foreign exchange stuff better. I think it has a more diverse sound. I still think Nicolay well, I mean, it's been a long time since I listened to any Nicolay stuff. But at the time of the first foreign exchange, it was very, very leaning hard into Ninth Wonder's style. But in their second and third albums, I did enjoy how much they broadened themselves. But with that said, I will say they weren't the second coming that I think people tried to make them out to be. And looking at it now, I think it hurt them more than it helped them. Because it did put a lot of weight on their shoulders to be something that maybe they weren't ready to do. Outside of Fonte and sort of Ninth Wonder to a certain degree at that time. Because Big Pooh, this is not this. Look, don't come in here with all because every Big Pooh fan is gonna find this. Big Pooh was kind of like Dalvin on Jodeci. Like you were like, what does he do? And then you were like, oh, okay.
Not even Devontae. You gave him Dalvin, brother. Wow.
All right, okay. All right. He was like Devontae. But he ain't a producer, man. At least Devontae producing.
Cold.
You know what I'm saying?
Cold.
Look, Big Pooh.
Devontae was producing.
Man, look. Big Pooh.
He was swinging.
He dropped the album and that joint was struggle.
That's a genre?
Shouts to Deep House Nation said Foreign Exchange was like easy listening hip hop, respected but not my style. Yo,
wow.
Yo, that's mad funny because you kind of hit it on the head.
Yo, imagine if you went to you went on Disco Kid and you picked the genre.
Struggle, yeah.
That would be crazy. They need to make that.
So with that said, guys, oh man, that man said,
let's just be honest about it.
Easy listening hip hop.
It is.
Whew, that was good. All right, thank you for that.
That's that easy listening right there.
That easy listening hip hop.
That smooth hip hop. There it is, like smooth jazz.
Light FM hip hop.
Yep.
Blurdy said Fonte's dope, but not my taste all the time. And even we talked about Fonte a little bit on his most recent solo venture, where we were talking about like him and Drake and like the crossover of like the influences and stuff.
Oh yeah.
When we were going to Vegas that time.
Oh yeah.
The Vegas trip.
Oh.
The Vegas trip.
Oh man.
With that said, guys, we have exhausted the demons.
Hit different.
So we have exhausted the demons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We have
exhausted the demons. Exhausted the demons.
Exercise to the fullest extent. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Don't sleep. So I'm gonna give a big shout out to everybody in the chat. Tyler Bennett, Blurtish, Deep House Nation, had Jenna James up in the piece. Of course, Charles Drafter came in talking about something that weren't even in the video. Yamani Adams.
Wait, what?
Rock B 922. And someone else.
TK Digital?
Yep, talking about no one listens to Ja.
Rock B, you said Rock B already.
Yeshi Monster came through.
Yamani Adams?
Yeah, Yamani Adams. We shouted her. So yeah, look, y'all, look, hey.
Wait. The same thing happened in Williamson. They were killed over. Wait, what?
Hold on, what? Oh yeah,
I'm reading the Charles Draft.
Yeah, that's why I was like, he look. Don't.
He click on a different video.
He would be, maybe they listening to something in one ear, something in the other ear, messing stuff up. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay.
But to my panel,
same
of course,
thing happened.
We going right here. Conspiracies on deck. That's right. He got a 4-piece for you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I can remove comments. Oh, snap.
In those streets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Parker P.L. Lewis.
Parker PL Lewiz LEWIZ. Like my good friend NERDSoul said, Folk Piece with the Sides is available on SoundCloud right now.
And the link is in the chat right now.
Appreciate all the love. Help the Bear, February 19th, featuring all of these gentlemen. I can't wait, man. 2020, we ain't playing, man. We ain't playing.
2021.
Oh, 2021, yeah.
No. I didn't misspeak.
Oh, dang.
We still in the same.
You
You saw the news today. We still in the same year. This is
No, we're
2020.
not. No, we're not.
We're still in the Corona timeline.
You have to claim it, brother. You have to.
You have to claim it, brother.
If you
Go get your blessing.
I'm a claim.
Go ahead and claim it. We off to an interesting start.
Blurry said 2020 part 2.
We done got punched on enough. We going forward now.
Yeah. To shouts to all my gospel folks.
Forward.
God's got a blessing with my name on it. You know what I'm saying? With my name on it. God's got a blessing with my name on it. So, you know what I'm saying? Just letting you know, he got a blessing with your name.
He went gospel real quick.
I didn't come here to preach to y'all tonight.
All you got to do
is
reach out.
He took us back to church.
That's right. All you got to do is reach out.
Take him to church. Take him to church.
Yes.
So in the diagonal square, the one and only Ninth Wonder Hayden.
Whoa. Whoa.
I was just playing. But little brother Hayden, Arckatron.
Yup. Hey, y'all. It's me, and the place to be is Arcatron. You can find me at arcatron.com. And also check out season 2 of NERDSoul. Oh, wait. Whoa. Run it back. Season 2 of Laser Wolf. Check out NERDSoul and all the other videos he's doing, NERDSoul Gaming, and everything else, because he's doing the most, because he is the hardest working man in show business.
Believe that. And of course, Arckatron's link is in the chat right now. Y'all can check it out. Don't sleep.
Okay, boy, I got another link. Bow. Check it out too.
And what is it? Yeshi Monster said, easily listening like that throwback Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff. They saved hip hop by making suburban housewives feel comfortable with hip hop.
Yep.
Yeah. Shout out to suburban housewives.
Oh man, housewives.
Still sexy
Last
to
but
me.
not least.
You know, your husband might not notice it.
Yeah, you like
got it, girl.
BJ, the Chicago kid on that Slum Village song. It's for my ladies, independent. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, man, BJ the Chicago kid
my
is dope.
Sexy ladies, independent, all around the world. You know what you're feeling. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I serenade you, girl.
Yo, man. Look, can't keep her pants on. She need an extra belt. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Look. Lines, son. Lines. Last but not least, bottom square, Fleece, link in the chat right now. Your man, Anwar Highsign.
Yeah, Fleece originator, anti-hesitator, man. We got another one in the books. Please check that Fleece out, man. I hope to have something else for you very soon. Hopefully, like sooner than you think. So yeah, check me out on these brothers' projects in the meantime. But I'm working on something.
All right, that's what's up. This what's up.
There is a God. Praise God. Praise God. Praise
God somewhere.
He is
Lord. When he told them to turn around, I was like, yo, that pastor wrong. He did. Like when they turned around, I was like, no, he didn't. Like, this is a Black awareness rally, man. This is supposed to be an all-ages event.
Good.
Yo, homie, they turn around. It wasn't nothing but just cakes. It was just full cakes, just everywhere. I'll just leave it at that.
Uptown Pelon song, they make cakes.
So, with that said, NERD, SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the places. YouTube is the hub. Hit that thumbs up if you like what you're seeing, because, yo, look, it helps out the channel. Or hit that thumbs down. But if you hit that thumbs down, guess what? I'm going to send that easily listening hip-hop your way. All right? That's all you're going to be able to listen to.
Ja Rule to come get you.
Oh yeah, and he gonna force you to get the Icon app. All right, you ain't gonna. That's all you gonna have. You gonna have to speak to Ja Rule like every day. Sounds cool at first, but it's not.
Where's Ja?
So
Ja doing them Giro commercials. That's what he doing.
Yo, so podcast if you want to listen, you know what I'm saying? You can find me anywhere, just search NERDSoul and Spotify for that music. Do not sleep. Your
Them
boy
gyros,
got
them
jams. You know what? Matter of
gyros.
fact, let me put that link in the chat so y'all Spotify people, you know what I'm saying? Because I got jams. Holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying?
We all on the Spotify's and the Apple Musics.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
Spotify,
saying?
Apple Music.
Also, find me on Tidal.
YouTube.
No, I'm just playing.
You can find me on YouTube too.
You can find me on Tidal.
Yeah, no. Shout out to Tidal too.
You
I
can find me
got
and Parker on Tidal. So
I got beef with Tidal.
I got beef with Tidal right now. Unless I'm on Tidal, then I don't have beef with
N-words with gold teeth.
I got beef with them.
That is such a funny line.
Got beef.
Commercial.
I got beef with commercial.
Yeah, that too.
I don't know what. Oh man. So with that said, shouts out to all y'all. We're gonna leave y'all with some Arckatron, ARCKATRON, the Space Bridge in stores. Check it out. From us to you. Peace.
Woo for you.
Give me that woo. Woo, tang. Woo. You gotta diversify your mouth.
Tang. Woo. Tang is on your brain. Woo.
Tang. Crypto is going crazy right now.
Woo, tang, woo, tang, woo.
What a bubble burst.
On your brain.
We out, y'all.